My name is Katerina Kočkovska Šetinc and I work as a researcher at the PC Institute in Ljubljana, Slovenia. I'm very happy that today I had the honor to be one of the speakers at the UNTOLD Europe Workshop on migration narratives. I focus mostly on the current project that I work with in the field of migration and human rights. So at the beginning I presented some of the findings of the MORE project, focusing on return and readmission policies, underlying that very little returns that are also labeled as voluntary are in fact voluntary and are motivated by people's fear of deportation and detention. Also, it raised concerns about the long duration of asylum procedure and undefinite statuses of people concerned. I also spoke about the project JustMig, because unfortunately not only refugees and asylum seekers are in precarious position in some of the European countries. There are also temporary migrant workers coming mostly from the countries from South Asia, who faces also isolation, who are working in very bad conditions and are prepared to work long hours for low wages because they come here highly indebted, especially workers from Bangladesh, India, Nepal, who pay huge amounts of money, for example, like maybe between 6,000 and 10,000 euros to intermediaries and agency in order to provide their work and student visa. Also, student work among temporary workers from this country is quite problematic because it is also like a curtain for regular employment. That means that they are working the jobs that are people usually doing under regular contracts, and they are deprived of the rights to sick leave, to vacancy, and another benefits that regular contracts brings in their life. I also spoke about that the discrimination and exclusion is not only happening outside European Union orders, but sometimes happens inside the EU countries. I recall to the project Unforgotten that is paying attention to the so-called erased population of Slovenia in the time when it became independent. That means it describes a situation when more than 25,000 people, more than 5,000 of them children, were erased from the register of permanent residents in Slovenia, and they, many of them during night became stateless, deprived of the rights to work, to health insurance, education, and so on. Although the court stated that this practice was unconstitutional, still a lot of them failed to retain their status in all these years. At the end, I also shared my concerns regarding the big numbers of detainees mostly who are staying in Slovenian detention facilities in prisons because of them being accused for illegal crossing the border or helping other people to cross the border in a legal manner. But sometimes we can see that due to the language barriers and their vulnerability of them as being refugees themselves, they often face isolations and long period are deprived of liberty because of their stay in detention facilities. And what we want to say here is that the colonial narratives are present also in the Slovenian society, although Slovenia does not have a colonial past itself. But still, in the narratives, we can see that the European policies dictate who is welcomed, who is restricted, and who has regular status or who is illegal, that someone might say. So in the Peace Institute, we work on projects that research migration, mostly for the people after reaching the border of Slovenia, in their attempts for integration, and through our work that combines research work, advocacy, and also collaboration with different institutions and organizations, we are striving to give our contribution to a more open society that is welcoming people who need help.